So I wanted to speak today about acknowledging your own value, because I have something to tell you. You're a very rare gem. So rare, there's only one of you. In a world of 8 billion people, there's no but there's no one else like you. You're a one of a kind gem. Unique. All of us are incredibly unique. Um, we might, as we grow up, we might inherit certain societal conditioning, from our families, from our communities. But if you peel all that back, if you get back to the raw essence of who we are, we're all unique in our energetic signature and the way of our soul expression. That makes us incredibly valuable. We're a rare, one of a kind gem. Every single one of us. And you might not see that. It can be difficult to recognize that about ourselves, especially if other people don't seem to see it. But I think the more we connect in with ourselves, the more inner work we do, we begin to find the treasure within. If you're willing to dive deep and dig deep, you may well encounter different shadows, but you also find a lot of your soul's beauty as well. And often it's doing that inner work, personal growth, of facing your shadows, of healing your deeper self, that you reclaim lost soul fragments and integrate yourself back into wholeness and rediscover the beauty of who you are. And there's a lot of stories about dragons guarding the gold. You slay the dragon and reclaim that lost treasure within. Archetypally, that those stories feel were about like soul reclamation, uncovering our hidden gems and gifts. And I think the more we begin to see our own value as a one-of-a-kind gem, or just a one-of-a-kind presence here on this planet, the more we acknowledge that, our own value, I think the more other people begin to see it too. I've often felt like a hidden gem. Why can't people see this, like the value of what I have to share? I've often felt a bit invisible, but I feel there was also ways I was hiding. I was cloaking myself without realizing, in order to stay safe. So that's worth bearing in mind too. We can do that sometimes. Yeah, often we can't see our own value. Sometimes it can be that other people can see our value and we can't. We doubt it. And life can speak for other people. Say like, wow, you're really good at such a thing, or you have this really lovely quality about you. Maybe you're a generous person who cares about others, or it could be anything. Other people can point out these things, but we might not necessarily acknowledge about ourselves. People say to me, I often help. I think I have a calming presence. It helps people relax. People often say that to me. And I think over time, I know it for myself now. I have that effect on people, but I think it's good to, hear it from other people. That's sort of the effect you have. It's interesting to see how other people see you. You're all unique, all of you. It's fascinating. You might feel, in a crowd of people can all seem the same, but if you dive deep with someone, everyone has their own inner world, rich inner landscape and personal mythology going on. It's incredible. When I've worked with clients in the past, done counselling sessions. It's a little yapper dog. When I've done counselling sessions for people in the past, on the surface they might seem like an average Joe. When I dive deeper with them, on the surface they might seem like quite ordinary or just like any other person, but with all of my clients, when I drop deep with them, they all have their own unique flavour. Every single one. So I can assure you, got that uniqueness in you too. We're all incomparable. And I think when you acknowledge your value as well, you don't, yeah, it's to feel good within yourself. It's to give yourself that validation. Because it's good if other people acknowledge us and see us, but it's not to rely on that external validation from others. I think if we can learn to see our own value and really celebrate the beauty of who we are, we give ourselves a strong centre then, where we're not so reliant on the opinions of other people, because that we become at the mercy of that. Then, you know, we behave in ways to try and avoid being judged. And, you know, if we can really just, you know, give ourselves that validation, then yeah, the what other people think, you know, it still matters, but we're not as, yeah, we don't rely on that external validation as much because we're giving it to ourselves. Um, that can be incredibly liberating if you can embody the uniqueness of who you are, um, without needing that external validation. Because often when you do that, there'll be people who are drawn to your authentic self anyway. um, if you're just in your unique soul expression, being the shining, one-of-a-kind gem that you are, there'll be people who see that anyway. You're not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but the right people will be drawn to you. There's a saying, isn't there? One man's trash is another man's treasure. To some people, you just might not be their cup of tea. You might be a piece of trash on the sidewalk. You know, that's their perception. You know you're a gem. But for other people will, yeah, see you for the gem you are. We're all treasure. We're all beautiful souls, and you can know that for you. And you know, if you're your shining self, there'll be plenty of others who are able to see that about you as well. That's my message for today. You go out there and be yourself, and be fully in the beauty of who you are.